1 week later, I'm that guy writing an email to everyone telling them, hey guys, hizo check msibank. Juu mkibank zita bounce. Juu sina do. Because the guy of 4M amesema sasa nianze kumprovia ROI.
Ouch.
The guy of 2M the guy of 2M calls me and tells me, come with the contracts you need to sign. So me, I'm happy. I go meet him at a restaurant that has a parking lot. And I don't want to say the restaurant because if I say the restaurant, you can zero in and figure out who it is. So I go. I meet the guy. So we enter his car. Then he looks at the contracts. Then he says, forget these contracts. So I'm like, Then he opens his car. Is it called a glove compartment? This car compartment hapa katikati. He opens and he shows me. So see me, I'm waiting for 2M from him. He shows me 4 million in cash. For context, I am so broke, believe it or not, I fueled 100 shillings to go for that meeting.
What?
Because I figured that 100 shillings, that 1 liter can take me about 8 to 10 kilometers rather than me trying to get an Uber. That money won't tosha.
Yeah.
Even if I was to get a boda, that money won't tosha.
What?
So I fueled 100 shillings to go for that meeting. But see, me, I knew I was coming back with like 2 meters.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
So here, guy from
So the guy from Goaz and shows me 4 meter.
Forget about your contract for 2 meter with these terms and conditions. Why do I feel like Shylock coming on?
Worse than a Shylock. He says, this money, double in 12 months or triple in 18 months. What do you do? You have people calling you, abusing you, threatening you. Guys showing you 4 meter there.
And he's telling you, double these chums
in 12 months or triple in 18 months.
This has now become the movie. On one end, okay, let me understand this. Wow. This is hard. You have bills galore, people who you owe money, drama that you need to pay, people who you've written checks post-dated telling them not to bank. Not just people, these are your actors, your staff, your crew,
yeah,
everybody.
Some suppliers also.
Number 2, your bank account has 0 bob. You're so broke you can only fuel a sock. Your wife has been with you, so it's not that she's at Jobo. Okay. Shucks.
But you know that word you said initially, you felt Shylock vibes.
Yeah.
I felt that Shylock vibe.
But I felt Shylock, yeah.
So as much as,
because if you don't pay that thing, your kids may not have a father, and those ones I fear.
Imagine I didn't take the money.
I'm not surprised.
I didn't take the money. I went home. I explained to my wife slowly the story. I explained to her slowly. Then before I finished, she just told me, I hope you didn't take the money.
Yeah.
Then I told her I didn't take it. She said, Sawa, we'll find a way.
Guy.
Let me tell you, the months after that movie, actually wait. The months after that movie was so bad, and especially because at that time, this is 2019, my dad had been diagnosed with cancer in 2017 or 18. So he was going through treatment. But now you're at that point where you're comfortable, like you get by because the rest of the family is chipping in. Even that time from me when I had my salary at Coca-Cola, 2018 I had the money, so my mom was able to, NHIF is helping, nini. But at some point the chemo sessions overrun the how many sessions you're allowed by NHIF in a year. And it's those ones of, you use my dad's card, finishes, use my mom's card, finishes, now you have to start paying cash. So we are in 2019. That same 2019, my mom-in-law was a teacher. So she was retiring in June. So we finished the movie in February. So she's retiring in June, and she had built a school at their home in Taveta. And that was her retirement plan. So all these months now, it's day by day struggling. Maybe someone pays you something that they owe you from some deal before. Then you figure out, how do I balance between home and paying off someone, So you start looking through your list of people who you owe. And now the reasoning was this, and it was a struggle between. So let's say,
and post-production needs to happen.
Post-production needs to happen. The beauty about post-production is, again, another angel sent to us, a guy called Edu G. You know Edu G?
Yeah, I know Edu G very well.
So Edu G, when he
is the one who did the editing of...
Yeah. And listen to this. Edu G came to see me. He called me. We spoke. Then he said he wants to come to the set. He came to the set. At that time, we were still negotiating who would edit. So we were still looking at different quotations. So he came to the set, I think, on day 2 or 3. So he came to the set, he checked it out. I'd sent him the story. He looked at it. Then Edu G told me, I know how movies go. I'll edit for you. Give me 1% equity.
What?
That's it.
Guy. Hey, you guys, your story has extremes. Extreme good. Extreme bad. What?
Yeah, 1% equity. Like, he wasn't greedy. He was like, just give me 1% equity. 1%.
First of all, he saw the vision of the movie. Actually, he saw the brilliance. Edu G has been in this industry for years. Edu G was black star. He used to shoot fast music videos.
Do you know how I looked at that 1% that he asked for? It's like the way there are some transactions, business-wise, I can't give you something just like that. It has to look like you bought it, even if for 1 shilling. That was how I took it. And I was so grateful, because now the quotations that we had been receiving for editing were crossing into almost a mic. So now here's a guy who's telling you, I'll do it for 1%. And you know 1% means uko mbele after mpate pesa.
Exactly.
Is when you give me,
That's crazy.
So my this is my response to you about post-production has to go on.
Yes.
Luckily it was going on. However, unaona vile Samke alituletea drive mbili za 4TB na 2TB.
Don't tell me.
No, what were we doing before then? Tulikuwa na drive ya 500GB, 250GB, 1TB, the biggest 2TB. So now we have, while the movie was 17TB in total, like now when we compressed everything together, of course, because of all the footage, it was much bigger than that. I think we're talking like 20-something GB.
Yeah.
So imagine the number of drives that we had. Now imagine connecting them to one computer to try to edit. And you don't have a big drive to be able to transfer, because you don't have chums to afford a big drive to be able to transfer. But let me tell you, at that point, I had no urgency to finish this movie, because like I was drained. I was drained, and let me tell you, I was not depressed, but in 2019, I understood depression. In 2019, I would wake up and on purpose, I don't switch on my phone. I make sure my son has gone to school. Then I switch on my phone. I have been abused. Messages, abused.
Because of guys' chums.
Yes. Paka, I switch off my phone. Paka, you're even scared of leaving the house. Go back to sleep.
This is the first time in your life you were in debt on this kind of a scale. Not
yes,
even,
on this kind of a scale.
Yeah.
It was massive. Let me tell you how massive this was. At that same time, you're battling with now bills for my dad. For my dad are starting to, now we need to start figuring them out. I don't know if you'll understand if I tell you this. At that point, you can't really tell your folks what you've done and how you don't have choose. Because, are you stupid? You know? So you're hoping that something will happen where you don't have to go through this. So around May, so we finished February. My mom-in-law is supposed to retire in June. Around May, she starts feeling unwell. So in the middle of that, my wife starts now also taking her to Hosi for tests here and there. Luckily, see, she's still under Teacher Service Commission. So a number of the costs are taken care of. Then, of course, she had her savings, but she did so many tests that she started, like, it started draining her. Like now money started running out. Then she was diagnosed with cancer. So now my dad has cancer, my mom-in-law has cancer. We have a movie somewhere in many drives. We are not even pressuring Eduji. Like Eduji is updating us and telling us, nimefika hapa, we don't care. Like, because at that point you're like, actually, one of the threats that we had received was other people telling you, some part of the cast and the crew. Because one of the things that we thought we could do was, Eduji did a teaser trailer for us. So one of the things we thought we could do was release the teaser trailer and see if we can start raising interest from people somehow. So I went back to the cast and crew. So I had a mailing list of the cast and crew. And I wrote to them and I told them, as part of me trying to raise chums, there's this teaser trailer we want to release so that we start getting interest, we get chums so that we can pay you guys.
Don't you dare.
Hey, Niliambiwa, don't you dare. Don't you dare release something with me and you haven't paid me. So that time, one of your fears, of course, is social media. So I was like, okay, sawa, I respect your feedback. It's your chums. And one of the things that Kevin Muley taught me, and I think it's a brilliant thing to do, even if you owe people money, do not refuse to pick up their calls and be honest with them. Like, Richie, even if I owe you money and I've owed you for how long, you'll call me, I'll pick up your phone. Even if you abuse me on that call, kama sina nitakwambia sina. And I'll tell you how this helped me a few months later. So the guys now say you can't release the trailer. So my plan B at that point becomes, let me do crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is something that's normal in even film industry. Like I've seen it. So I started doing crowdfunding. So I did
Mutua Masaka, who I interviewed on CTA, that's how they raised money to do that trip that they were doing, Africa Unscrambled, crowdfunding. So I put a poster on social media. I was abused, I was ridiculed, I was laughed at. Unajisikia umetoka music industry, unakuja film industry, unajaribu kutushow nini? Ona sasa umekwama. Other people, sasa pesa yetu tutalipwa na pesa ya crowdfunding. All of this is what they're writing on the comments. No. Now, this is the funny thing about human beings.
you send me a screenshot of Dero talking badly about me. Then Dero sends me a screenshot of you talking badly about me. But funny enough, I just kept on saying, it's wrong, it's not right for them to say those things they are saying, but I understand where they're coming from because it's their chums. So for me, it was important to show myself to them that I owe you your chums. I don't have your chums to pay you right now, but I am acknowledging publicly that I owe you chums. Now, let me tell you, and this one I'll never forget. As soon as I put that call out for crowdfunding like this, Fully Focus was the first person to send me money. Imagine people sent me money. People sent me money. Ruben Odanga, Pascal Tokodi, Nick Mutuma, Lucy Mwangi, Eve D'Souza. They sent Mudhoni Buika. They sent me money.
What? And that's the film?
Yes.
And beyond.
Do you know what I was telling them? When the film comes out, when we do the premiere, I'll give you a ticket. Guys were sending 5 Gs, 10 Gs, 15 Gs. Let me tell you, I even got money from, and I can never forget these 3 people from the US. Cindy Kanaga, a chick in the US who we met in one of the shows that we went with the Nyash. Peter Kabugi, a guy I was with in Dago, who's a DJ there. And Dan Ondari, a friend of Nyash, who I met also, huko. Like, people were just sending chums. And let me tell you, the chums were coming in, and I pay off people. Now, luckily at that point, as one of the businesses that I was doing,
entrepreneurship is finished. It's for finishing, guys.
One of the businesses I was doing ever since I left Coca-Cola was I got a contract as a Skiza aggregator for Safaricom. So I'd signed up a number of artists. So at least I was making some money. But the way I'd set up in my bank system, that money used to come and it used to be a standing order directly for rent. So it used to come in and go out. So now sometimes it used to come in and then maybe it's less than what I need. Then I have to top up for it to go as a standing order. Then sometimes when it's a bit more, then I'm able to chomoa from there. But I started paying off people slowly. Now, there are people who there's someone who went and reported me to cops.
What?
Yeah. No, actually several people reported me to cops. But 2 of them called me, and I'll always remember this one cop. He called me. Unaitwa Fakii? Yes. Wewe ndio ulifanya ile movie? Yes. Kuna ujamaa ulitumia kama actor wako nini? Yes. Pesa yake mbona hujamlipa? Unatoroka na pesa yake? Sijatoroka nayo, ni vile sina. Kwa hivyo uko na pesa yake? Niko nayo, ananidai ndio. Nafaa kumlipa lakini ni vile sina. Ngoja. Kwa hivyo unasema uko na pesa yake? Niko na pesa yake. Na the reason hujamlipa ni sababu hauna. Sina, nikipata nitamlipa. The cop was like, sasa unajua si tuna deal na kama umekataa kulipa. Lakini kama unasema, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the cop was like, wacha nimwambie ngoje tu, hivyo ndio maisha ukuanga. I was so happy when he said that. Another one, his lawyer called me. So now when I started getting these small chums, what I would do is this, So I owe you guys, both of you, like say a sock. So I get kidogo chums, then I call both of you. I tell you, can I pay you 10 to 20 Gs slowly mpaka iishe. So you say no, you want all your money at once. Dero says, me sawa, you can pay me slowly. So see, you've said no, so me I start with Dero. So I start with Dero mpaka I finish. Then now you now getting angry because I haven't paid you. So you're trying to gang up. So you're now calling Dero. Umse nini. Then Dero says, mi amenilipa. Amekulipa? Alikuwa ananilipa pole 2020. So now you call me and tell me, sawa basi
Nilipe
nilipe pole
2020.
pole. Which by the way and I'm laughing, not madharau
Yes,
to them,
yeah.
it's the relief that I was getting. So no madharau to them at all. There's one who his lawyer called me and told me, this guy is telling me to take you to court. I'm trying to tell him to negotiate a slow payment with you, but he doesn't understand. Him is insisting on taking you to court. And he's not understanding that court can go badly. So he even told the guy, listen, we can take Fakii to court. Fakii will be called by the judge. He'll be asked, do you owe this guy? Yes.
Fakii say yes.
How much? 100 Gs. You can't pay? No, I don't have chums. How much can you raise? If I say 100 shillings a week and the judge hits that thing like that, unless you appeal,
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
pay
you've
you
been
100
paid.
I'll pay you 100
shillings
bob
a week.
until iishe. So the lawyer just told me, listen, give me a settlement plan. So I gave him a plan. So what I would do is, so the settlement plan was 10 Gs per week. So I send the guy 10 Gs, I take the MPESA message, I send to the lawyer. When I finished, the lawyer now told me, now send me 10 Gs, we close this file. I sent him 10 Gs, we closed the file.
Yo, hold on, Fakii. You know, I'm in shock. This is what is happening behind the scenes.
This was 2019. Bado.
No, but this at this time of 2019, this is what is happening. Hey, we don't know.
2019, and remember I told you why it was important to shoot in my house. Part of my conversation with guys was, you know where I live. Hakuna mali naenda. You know where I live. You have been to my house.
Okay. How are you coping mentally? Because there is you, there is your wife. Both of you have been in the strain of making this movie, number one. And sometimes strain brings people even closer together.
Kabisa. It did.
It
did. I think doing this project together was one of the best decisions ever, because you know the way right now you see stories about men who are struggling to maintain a certain level of provision at home, because also they can't reveal to their wives that maybe they're struggling in business. You've heard those stories of someone is fired, but he doesn't tell the wife he's fired. He keeps on leaving the house every day while he's looking for another job, you know. But for me, because we were in it together, like we know, like we knew, you know.
And she's a person you'd go and lay on.
Yeah. There's a day. There's a day. Have you ever found money in that shimo of the jacket?
The jeans.
Of the jacket, it pitted. So when you're holding the jacket, you feel something huku chini. Then when you put your hand in,
it's a G.
Let me tell you, I think it was 7 sock that she found. We planned that money. You'd have thought we were Ministry of Finance planning budget for Kenya. We planned that money. Let me tell you, there was a day, and my mom really got annoyed when we told her this story later on. There's a day when we were down to 100 shillings, and it was, we can buy milk for the toi, then si tutakula kesho. We'll figure out tomorrow. And we're like, it's okay. We'll figure out tomorrow. Because at that point, you're so stressed that food is not a priority. 2019, I lost weight. 2019, I think I lost about 14 or 15 kgs. Yeah. So I'm answering you now in terms of my mental headspace. It was bad. It was bad. And now we
Did that affect you and your kids now?
No, luckily we were able to really separate and somehow cushion them from all this. Because I had some friends one of them being Moira. There's Philip Moniki and his wife Eve. There's Rita, there's Jason, and again back to Shodha. Those guys used to come to our house and just chill with us. And I don't know if I say this, it would be understood, but they helped us create a sense of normalcy in the house. So even what ended up being projected to the kids was that everything is normal, you know.
And it's good when you and your partner together. That's a good start.
Shodha one day showed up to my house with shopping. Let me tell you, I felt a tear. He showed up to my house with shopping, just brought shopping, and then just told me, my nephew and niece cannot suffer and I'm on this earth. Brought shopping, just bought basics in the house, nini. Here. Shodha's mom has a farm, so Shodha would bring things from their farm. Like you'd bring eggs, bring ndomas, nini, you know, like at least there was always something. But remember, all this time, we could never tell our folks really the real, you know, because
they're in their own drama.
Yeah, and also, it's not easy to believe. Like Richie, imagine in 2019, I called you and told you I have a sock in my pocket. Would you ever believe me? So you'd think I'm punking you, you know. So, 2019, we get to June. My mom-in-law is diagnosed with cancer. So now we go through the motions of trying treatment here and there. So for some reason, my dad also, because he's going through cancer treatment, but it's not working.